What we have here today is the Telemaster by KGD. Now this is a Amazon guitar. It is quite a bit cheaper than my latest reviews, but I wanted to kind of investigate some of these cheaper guitars at $229 and see how well they are made and what they sound like too. I'm going to be completely honest about this review and give you my thoughts and opinions on it. So if you like this sort of thing, please give it a like, share, or subscribe. I'd love to have you here as a new subscriber. Also, if there is a guitar that you want to see reviewed, let me know in the comments below, and I will do my best to try to get that to you at a timely manner. So yeah, let's take a closer look at this $229 guitar and see where we're at with it. Here we go with the KGD Telemaster. It did come double boxed. I removed the outside box just to save some time. And this was one of the best packed guitars that I have unboxed, especially coming from Amazon. So we have this guitar encased entirely in foam. It has a foam top and a foam bottom and a molded guitar body. So it's pretty awesome packaging, to be honest with you. I was really surprised by that. It came with a cheap cord and your little bar to adjust the truss rod. And yeah, I was really surprised to see how well this thing was packed. It also came encased in a bag like all guitars do, so we'll get this bag off and take a look. There was no damage to the box or anything like that, so I wasn't really too concerned, especially seeing how this was packed, that there would be any issues there. And of course there wasn't. It was perfectly fine, exactly as advertised as far as that goes. So all in all, one of the best things about this guitar is the way it was shipped. Believe that. So yeah, but here's the guitar, and packaging was great. All that was great. So let's get this thing on the bench and see what we're looking at here. So a couple interesting things happened when I took the strings off this guitar. So we're going to get these strings off of here and I will explain what happened. The first thing that happened was when I pulled the strings out of the ferrule, two of the ferrules fell right out. And that's right here. Also, the nut was just laying in there. So something tells me that the tools that they're using are just a hair big, and things are just sloppily fitting in there. I was able to glue everything back in, but you know, even at $229, that is not cool. Here we got the tuners. These are non-locking sealed tuners. They seem to be okay. I did feel a tad bit of play in the G string, but nothing too crazy. I mean, they look good and the guitar stays in tune, so you can't really complain too much about that. Here is the nut. It is a bone nut, and yeah, that's one that fell out. So anyway, the nut was cut well, and here's the nut right there. So the fretwork was pretty good. I have to say all the frets were level, so there was no issue there. Everything looked like it was seated well, and they are stainless steel frets, so there was some issues. The rounded fret ends were a little bit inconsistent. Some of them had a little bit more of an angle on them and others, so there was nothing was sticking out. Like there was no fret sprouts, but you can see it was just not a quality job done. Also, it really needed a good polish. The fretwork was pretty grimy when it came to that, so I did do a quick polish on it. Now the fret radius was pretty weird. I got 14 inches at the first fret and 14 inches at the 12th fret. This website says it is 13 inches, and one of those message boards said it was 12 inches. But to me, it was closest to 14 that I could find. The rosewood was nice. It was really pretty. And so, that was just a little bit of inconsistency with that too. So let's get some measurements. At the nut, we have 42 millimeters, 42.10 millimeters. At the 12th fret, we have 52.27 millimeters. Now, the width of the neck at the first fret, 22.97 millimeters, and the width of the neck at the 12th fret, 23.66 millimeters. So let's take a look at the neck profile. It's supposed to be sort of like a vintage C, but to me it almost looks like it's in between a C and a D in a little bit of a ways. There's it's a little different, but the neck does feel comfortable and it's easy to play. Here's another look, closer look at the profile. Also, it felt like when they put the poly on it that it was in a dirty shop, because I could feel these little nubs. It wasn't nothing that you could like take a picture of, but it was more like feeling it. You could feel this little dust bunnies or whatever. So I got a feeling it was finished in sort of a dirty shop there. There's the neck pocket. It looked pretty good. And let's take a look at these pickups. I was expecting to see those little refrigerator magnet type pickups on the back here, but they weren't that. There was zero shielding for anything, and so yeah, you can see there that there's nothing major there. They're just cheap pickups, and the cavity was cut well. Everything was good there, but there's no shielding at all for any of it, so that's not good. Also, same thing in the control cavity. They did use full-size pots, but they also put a PC switch in there, which is typical for these cheap guitars. Zero shielding whatsoever, but I mean, it does work. So here is the bridge, the pickup on the bridge. Now, a typical Tele pickup will have a plate that goes over the whole back side. So they do have a plate on there, but it's sort of like this weird, I don't know, it's just a weird deal. The cavity was the same, no shielding and all that. There was also no ground on the bridge. So, there's probably going to be some issues there. But I mean, the body was cut well. And I mean, the wiring and everything was fine, all that was good. So here's a look at the saddles. They are not compensated. They are just barrel saddles. So if you have any intonation problems, you might want to pick up some compensated saddles for that. The old school works, but you just got to kind of find a happy medium in there. They're not ever super perfect. So here is the resistance. And for the bridge, we have 6.9K. For the two pickups together, we have 3K. And for the neck pickup, we have 5.2K. So now we're looking at the best part of the guitar, the relic finish on it. It does look pretty cool. They did a good job with that. It is a mahogany body with a roasted maple neck. You can see it's got a nice little cutaway there for access to the higher frets. It wasn't over the top with the relicing. Sometimes people can get a little bit crazy with it, but I thought it was pretty tasteful and it looked pretty good. Here's the top side of it. You can see. The nice thing about using a relic guitar is that, you don't really care. You can beat the crap out of them and it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So the neck pocket was good, but it was a little bit slop right there. And all in all, I mean, it's a cool guitar. It's a cool offset guitar. It would be great for modding, but I would not trust it out of the box. The setup on it was okay. There was a little bit of a back bow in the neck. And the nut was surprisingly cut well, though. Like, it's a little high. Like, if I was, I would probably take it down just a hair, but it stayed in tune and it played fine. So, that was pretty cool. Like I said, the action was a little bit high, so I just dropped the action down a little bit. and set the intonation, and we are good to go. So let's take a listen to this thing and see what she sounds like. Okay, so let's do a little bit of a sound check on this guitar here. The pickups are pretty bad. I'll be honest with you. It's this weird, like, they're real bright and punchy, but they lack a little bit of low end. They also lack mid range. It's just very, very cheap guitar pickups, you know. But I mean, I guess it's to be expected, right? So I'm running through my Synergy 1 desktop preamp with the new Tone King module in there. Let's just run through some of the sounds and we'll see if you guys hear it too. And let me know if I missed something that you guys hear. Here is the neck pickup. That's the neck pickup. But if you can hear, it doesn't really have the low end that you get from a good sounding pickup, and it's definitely missing quite a bit of mid-range too. So here are the two pickups together. Now you can hear that high end starting to really creep out quite a bit. But it's not a nice high end. It's like this very sharp, you know. And now we're going to do the bridge pickup, and you'll definitely hear it here. So you hear how it's not that telly sort of thing, right? Like, it is a little bit, it tries to be, but it's got high end, but it's not that sweet, like, nice high end that you get from a telly pickup. It's more like, just let's get this high end out here, and you can really hear. You hear that? That's just, it's just thin and wafy, and it's not very good. So I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Let me know in the comments below what you think. But really, these pickups are not very good. But I mean, what do you expect for a $229 guitar too, right? Well, I can tell you that the Affinity stuff and the Jackson stuff for around the same price point and even cheaper is a lot better. But if you like this look of this guitar and you really want this guitar, you know, you could just upgrade it. I mean, it's cheap, right? Like, so you could, you know, put $400 into the guitar and still be under $500-600. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I really hate to shit on something totally, but I got to be honest with you guys. And the way the fit and finish was with things falling off of it as I was changing the strings out is really unacceptable. So anyway, and so let me know in the comments below what you think, and we'll take it from there. So I do have a few final thoughts on this guitar. I mean, it's $229, right? So I'm not expecting a whole lot for that kind of money. But where I thought maybe this might be a good buy would be, instead of buying a kit where you have to finish the guitar, like maybe something like this, and then just put upgrade everything else, might be a good way to go, because a kit's going to be around 150, 200 bucks for that has cheap Chinese hardware and stuff on it too. So you might be able to skip a couple steps that way if you like the look of this guitar. And honestly, I really do like the way it looks. I dig the relicing on it. I like the roasted neck. It feels pretty good. The fretwork was decent. I thought there could have been a little bit more care in the ends of the fretwork and stuff like that. But honestly, I mean, you got to put the price point on the guitar for what it is. So you could use this as a modding guitar, really. Like, would I just buy this guitar and set it up and try to go play somewhere? No, not even close. I mean, the pickups are really pretty bad, and it really wasn't even set up to play. It did play. I mean, the strings rang out, right? But that was really about it. So if you're wanting to buy this guitar and think you're just going to get it out of the box and plug it in, I would rethink that process because you're probably going to have to do some stuff to it. But if you want sort of a guitar to learn on how to fix, to learn on how to do, and to eventually, even if you break it, you ain't out a lot of money, this would be a great guitar for that. You want to learn how to do fretwork, or you want to learn how to do anything to upgrade your guitar, you could buy one of these, not worry about finishing it or anything like that, and use it that way. I think it would be great that way. I wouldn't see this as a beginner guitar. I mean, just because you gotta, it's not finished, And also, I wanted to point out that there was a lot of sloppy work in it. The string ferrules fell out, the nut fell out, the fret ends needed some work. Well, I don't want to say it. The fret ends weren't quite as finished as I would like to see them, and the pickups are really pretty bad. So, all in all, I mean, it's got mahogany body, a roasted maple neck, and everything else I would probably change out. So what I'm going to do next with this guitar is I'm going to fix everything. I'm going to get everything exactly how I like it. That means I'm going to upgrade all the hardware. I'm going to upgrade everything and do that. Also, part of this not feeling finished would be, you got this nice relic body, right? But you have this shiny chrome hardware, and it just doesn't quite look right. You know what I mean? Like, when you relic a guitar, you got to age the hardware a little bit too, or do something with that. So it's kind of this, Frankenstein-y thing, right? But it is a cheap guitar. It's inexpensive guitar, and I mean, it still plays all right and stuff like that. So you can definitely do something with this. So if you like the way it looks and you want to get a project going, or you want to, learn on how to fix these things, this would be a great guitar for that. So let me know what you guys think down below, and we will talk to you on the next one. Thank you.